Golair, and welcome to the Loaf of Bread GAA podcast, slicing into the GAA of the past, present and future. Join me, Jason Keelan, as we cut into the largest loaf of bread known to mankind.
Hello, Diegwich, bonjour, ni hao, konnichiwa, guten tag and privyet to you all wherever you're listening in. What started as a message to 10 clubs has now expanded to more than 50 clubs globally from all continents. The journey through Loaf 2 GAA Global continues this week as we move on to our next destination in the GAA world. So come with me on the GAA journey of a lifetime and meet clubs from Canada to Argentina, South Africa to Gibraltar, Bermuda to the North Pole, New Zealand to Kuwait, Knoxville to Qatar, and literally everywhere in between. So grab the passports, grab the bags, it's time to go. Slice 2 of Loaf 2 GAA Global takes us back to Europe and the beautiful Zaragoza in Spain. We fly out of Melbourne in Australia and say best wishes to John and the Geelong Gaels, but we'll be back to us again soon, don't worry. We meet players Jennifer from Bray in County Wicklow, or County Dublin depending on how you listen to this, James from Limerick, and Lewis from Colchester in England. They bring us through life in Zaragoza, the GAA rivalries, the celebrations, and how Lewis uses his love of the soccer ball in England and translates it to the GAA ball in Spain. This amazing chat is quite simply a litany of amazing quotes, such as, better than the average Englishman at GAA, we're more successful than Real Zaragoza. We needed to win a game by 36 and we won by 37. That sounds like something Tim would do. We had an American woman. We're a bit like the Renford rejects at the beginning. And you remember when Alan fell asleep on the goal line? These are just some of the amazing quotes that sum up everything about this episode. But first, as always, let's take our usual trip around the stunning city of Zaragoza in northeast Spain. Bon Soltos. As you hear the sounds of Zaragoza band Amaral in the background, our flight lands on the northeastern area of Aragon in Spain. The beautiful Ebro River is near to where you will find the historical city of Zaragoza. The surroundings are famous for legendary folktales and amazing local foods, and an area which also houses a UNESCO World Heritage Site, the Mudillar architecture of Aragon, a set of buildings in a unique style of the region. Today, there are just over 700,000 people in the area, making it the nation's 5th largest city. The name Zaragoza is the final word in a series of translations which began back in the 8th century when the majority of Spain was ruled by the old Islamic states and known as Al-Andalus. You may be familiar with today's term as Andalusian. Prior to this ruling, the Romans named the city as one word, Caesar Augusta. The Islamic states then renamed it Saragossa, then Caragoca, and finally Zaragoza. A bad old dose of the plague in the 16th century took almost half of the population out with it, leaving only around 15,000 in the city. In the early 19th century, Zaragoza and Spain joined with neighbours Portugal and the UK to fight off Napoleon from conquering the area, a war which also coincided with the Spanish War of Independence. In modern times, war was to be at the front again, as the Spanish Civil War broke out in 1936, just as one Adolf Hitler was making a rise in Germany. The war, a mixture of religion, class, fascism and communism, was brutally led on the nationalist side by General Francisco Franco. When all had ended in 1939 and World War II was in the eyeline, the death toll lay somewhere unofficially between 500,000 and 1.5 million. Although we are very familiar with the World War II idea of ethnic cleansing in gas chambers, if you ever look at the Franco plan of limpieza, essentially killing anybody in an area they had taken over, regardless of involvement or not. Franco's nationalists were responsible for around 2/3 of all executions in the war. The growth of industry in the late 70s and early 80s gave modern prosperity in a different form to Zaragoza, particularly with the opening of General Motors in the Figueres area, who produced the famous Opel cars. The famous Festival de Pilar is a 9-day celebration of the religious aspects of the city, but includes everything from bands to dancing and the famous Jota Aragonesa dance to fireworks. The main date in the festival is October 12th, the same day Columbus is said to have sighted America in 1492. As a result, the double-day celebration is known as El Día de la Hispanidad, for the Spanish-speaking community globally. Spanish artist Francisco Goya was born just outside the city and was considered the great master of the 18th and 19th centuries in Spanish art. His most famous work, The 3rd of May, shows the Spanish fighting back against the threat of Napoleon during the Peninsular War. On the sporting side, Real Zaragoza are based in the local fortress stadium called La Romareda. Although they now ply their trade in Liga Segunda, the second division, they have a proud history of success, including 6 Copa del Rey titles. Many who are football fans in the 1990s may be familiar with the famous chant "Naim" from the halfway line, in recognition of the famous Zaragoza legend who won the 1995 UEFA Cup Winners' Cup against Arsenal in the final moments of extra time. His audacious lob from more than 40 or 50 yards, depending on how you look at it, left England keeper David Seaman dumbfounded.
Well, we're heading for a penalty shootout. Naim! Or are we? Can you believe what you've seen? Naim, once of Spurs, has taken the Cup Winners' Cup surely from Arsenal for Zaragoza. Seaman went.
On an Irish note, the Arsenal bench that night included one Eddie McGoldrick. Zaragoza also boasted a left winger named Gustavo Poyet, who would go on to legendary status at Chelsea not long later. Other notable Zaragoza players over time include the likes of Spaniards Cani, David Villa, Fernando Morientes and Ander Herrera, Paraguay legendary goalkeeper of free kick and penalty extraordinaire Jose Luis Chilavert, and Argentina defender Roberto Ayala. Ballon d'Or winner Frank Rijkaard also had a spell at the club. Spanish sporting traditions of basketball and futsal are also well alive in the area, alongside the growing sports like rugby. It is also no surprise that among the list of twin cities, Zaragoza in Spain is twinned with the likes of Zaragoza in El Salvador and the equal namesake in Guatemala. But whether it is taking a walk past the Cathedral of San Salvador or witnessing the setting of Verdi's Il Trovatore opera at the Aljafiera, the city has much to offer as it keeps its historical side alive, even in the modern world. In 2016, Zaragoza GAA was founded and quickly established the rivalries with nearby Spanish teams such as Madrid Harps and Barcelona Gaels, among others. Before really getting going, they had already secured a victory over Barcelona, and that set the terms for the future. But the club keeps the motto of sorts with the line, mighty crack and good football. You can even read about one man, Alan O'Rourke, turning up to a game with yellow rubber gloves on. But for now, I'll hand you over to Jennifer from the Garden County in Bray, James from the All-Ireland Hurling Champions 2020 in the county of Limerick, and Lewis from Colchester in England, one of Britain's oldest Celtic towns and home to League 2 side Colchester United. So let's catch up with the guys in Spain and hear all about the crack in Zaragoza GAA.
Alright lads, how's it going?
Lewis, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Jason, how's things?
Yeah, not so bad, yeah. How are you guys getting on anyway?
Yeah, okay, mate. Yeah, just fresh off an afternoon of tennis, actually. So, yeah. How's the weekend been?
Yeah, it's good. I presume it's nice and sunny out there as opposed to here, which is shit.
Yeah, we've still got an annoying bit of wind knocking about, but at least summer's on the way by the looks of it anyway. Whereabouts are you, Jason?
I'm bang in the middle of Ireland in a town called Mullingar, which is famous for Niall Horan, Joe Dolan.
I'm going to nod and pretend I know what that is. Yeah. Lovely.
Niall Horan, I'm sure you've heard of Niall Horan before.
No, I haven't. No, I'm very ignorant to it all.
Oh God, I thought everyone in the world knew who One Direction was.
I'm having technical difficulties.
I know there's a Niall in One Direction, but yeah, I don't know any of their fucking surnames. So, all right, fair enough.
Yeah, that's him. His family lived on the road.
Oh no,
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Hello, Jennifer. How are you?
He's Joe Dolan as well, no?
Not too bad. Yeah, Joe Dolan as well, James. Yeah, Jesus, statue of him in the town here. Yeah, so can't go too far wrong.
Yeah, Jules.
Jennifer, you're from Bray, is that right?
Yeah, from Bray.
And what brought you out to Spain?
I originally came out to improve my Spanish because I studied Spanish in CIT.
Oh yeah.
I'd only planned to stay for a year, but sure, years later I'm still here. I think that happens to everyone.
How long are you there now?
Yeah, I think it'll be 6 years in September.
All right. You're long enough. Your Spanish must be decent enough by now, so.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Yeah. That's pretty good. How did you get involved in the club out there?
Well, I remember a friend and myself, a friend actually from Tyrone, named Marcus.
Oh yeah, Marcus.
We were out having a few drinks, and at this time I didn't even know any other Irish people in Zaragoza, because I'd been there about a year. And we overheard the group of lads, James would be one of them, talking about the Gaelic team. And well, then I think straight from that, Marcus joined, and then he told me a couple of weeks later that they had a girls training with them. So I was like, I should look at it. I'll join myself. I played a bit when I lived at home, like.
Yeah.
And then from there we started the ladies' GAA team. Well, I mean, there was about 4 of us, but
yeah.
So since it was only 7 aside, you can see that. Well, not enough, obviously, but enough to even start training and at least with the lads and that, and consider the ladies' team.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah. How has it expanded at all now, or there's hardly still 40? Surely there's a few more.
No, yeah, change. I mean, every year changes because you have Erasmus players and people go. Yeah, from I think the first year was about 4. There's 2 Irish, Spanish girl, and the French girl. But yeah, every year it changes. But right now I'm not sure because of the pandemic and that. But we got up to about 10 players, I'd say, 2018.
Pretty cool.
As with 7 aside, like it's handy enough. Like there's enough players.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, and
it's quite an international.
Yeah, I've got that sense from a few clubs I've chatted to. Right, getting some of the locals involved as well. So I have to ask, Lewis, you're my first person that I've had on who's not originally from Ireland to take up the game. So,
oh wow, lovely.
Yeah, whereabouts in England are you from then?
I'm from a little town in Essex called Colchester.
I know it. Yeah.
So, well, I think it was significant about 2,000 years ago, but we've sort of gone off the boil a bit the last few centuries, unfortunately. But there we go.
Yeah. What brought you out to England, or out to Spain, I should say? Sorry.
Well, actually, my original plan was to go to France. I was doing French classes back home, but then when I was sort of all set and ready, there were no jobs going. But luckily, there was one in Zaragoza. So, wow. Close enough, and 3.5 years later, here I am, basically. Yeah,
sounds good. Yeah,
you got on the wrong.
I was about to say, it sounds like a Ryanair flight that was meant to go to France and just landed in Spain. You just said, "I'll get off here." Yeah.
I don't know. Ryanair is the only option to go home directly. Anyway, but luckily we do have a tiny little airport here, fortunately.
Yeah, I was in Zaragoza in 2017, I think. Don't ask me any questions about it because I don't remember. We started in Bilbao, I think, and drove left, right, down, and ended up in Malaga eventually. So it was quite a road trip.
A road trip, yeah.
Yeah, quite a road trip, yeah. And how did you find starting out in the GAA, Lewis? How did you end up there?
Oh, it was actually the girl who organised it tonight. She got me in. Yeah, she got me involved because originally we worked together, and I think she started like 2 or 3 weeks after me, and then we became friends. Then she said, "Oh yeah, like you should come and try it out." Then eventually, after about 2 or 3 months, I did. When I actually had a pair of trainers over here because I didn't have any sports gear or anything. But yeah, eventually when I could actually put a tracksuit together or whatever, then and thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah.
And how did you find the skills, the basic skills starting off?
It does take some getting used to. Yeah. At least I think now I'm not too bad. I'm better than the average Englishman, but but still, it does take a while, especially when it's it's moving and you've got to kick it off the ground and stuff. Never quite mastered it, but
okay.
I think at least steady improvements.
That's going to be my tagline for this one. Better than the average Englishman. I like that as a tagline. So yeah, perfect. Yeah. James, what about yourself? What brought you out to sunny Spain?
That's a very good question. I'm still asking myself that question after about 5 years. So I had a couple of friends living over here from Limerick, so I kind of went over to visit them. I'd finished the degree and wasn't really sure what I wanted to do, so I came and visited them. is now 4 or 5 years ago, 2016. And I've been here since. So that's it, really. And the rest is history. It's a nice, relaxing lifestyle over here. It's a bit too easy to get used to. So, still been on a prolonged holiday for a couple of years.
That sounds all right. Yeah, it sounds pretty good. And same as Jennifer and Lewis. How did you get roped into the GAA side?
Well, I set it up.
Oh, brilliant!
With a friend of mine, Philly. He's no longer involved really because he started a family, so his hands are pretty full in that sense. But it was just kind of typical origin story where 1 point led to 6, 7, 8 points led to us setting up a GAA team. Like all good plans are made after a few points together. So this is no different. Yeah,
sounds good. And have you got yourselves a home, or are you using the pitch, or sharing with someone?
Not really. No, we kind of have a dirt pitch in a local park, and we usually rent out 5-a-side places. And for tournaments and stuff, we play in the local rugby club. But we don't have a playing surface to call our home, but there's 1 or 2 Irish bars that we frequent as kind of makeshift clubhouses. So
that's always good. Yeah, you haven't got what's it, La Romareda, I think is just Zaragoza's home soccer pitch. You haven't got the youth.
Oh, that's not good enough for us kids.
We're actually the most
Limerick, so. We're probably the most successful
and not big enough.
No, we're not the most. We're more successful than Real Zaragoza. Yeah.
And what sort of rivalry have you got with the other Spanish clubs? Because Orla was mentioning a little bit about some rivalries you might have. Who have you got that you know of, or do you consider?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I've moved to Madrid now. I moved to Madrid nearly 2 years ago. No, 2 years ago.
Yep.
And no, I still consider myself part of Zaragoza GAA. Like I could easily play on the Madrid team, the Madrid ladies team, but we don't. I mean, not that we don't get out, but there's just so much rivalry there that I don't know. I feel like I'm betraying Zaragoza girls.
Would you find it like playing matches and stuff? Is it like, I suppose, the typical kind of Irish thing where you're on the pitch and like you hate each other, but afterwards you can have a pint and shake hands, or does the rivalry continue a bit longer since you've a bit more of a journey to go home, I suppose?
Nah, they're all dickheads.
Great, okay.
I'm joking. Of course, like the whole social side of it is the most important thing. Like, obviously the tournaments are taken very seriously, but then there's a big kind of a dinner and a night out afterwards in whatever city we're playing in. So that's kind of the most important part of it, is the social aspect.
And how do you find the travel arrangements? It's a bit easier to get the bus if you're playing over in Galway from Dublin. If you have a match down south or somewhere or over on the west side, how do you get there?
Zaragoza geographically is fairly good. It's kind of in between all the other big cities, so it's not too far. We never really had to go down south. So most of the teams are in Madrid, Valencia, Barcelona. So it's very accessible by car or by train. So
you haven't done the Irish thing of thumb and lifts on the side of the road or anything yet, no?
No, I don't think so. Alan probably did.
He probably did. Yeah, missing the train at 6 a.m. with 12 cans already down him. Yeah.
Do I dare ask who Alan is, or?
Well, I suppose it would be remiss of us not to mention.
Go on, so Lewis, give us a bit on him.
I know, James. How would you describe him? Like he's not a coach. He's not a player. He's. Do we have a word?
But a dub as well.
A dub, okay.
No, he's very good. He's a colourful character. Let's just say that.
Mascot.
I would have loved to actually get him on this podcast, but you probably would have had to bleep every second word out. So
Oh, that's fine. That's okay. I'll have him on
no one else would get a word in. No.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah.
I'll have him on the special podcast episode where he just comes on and tells us his story. So yeah, that sounds good. Yeah. Have you any standout games that you can remember against the local rivals or anyone else that for the three?
Yeah, I suppose Lewis, that one against the Madrid team, was this?
The Harps.
Yeah, it was their second team that we needed to win by 36 points. Yeah. And we
for the lads, that one in Valencia, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, we need to win by 36 points, I think, and we won by 37 points.
Stop.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. It was, I don't know how, I can't remember what the permutations or why that came about, that it was, we needed to win by that many points. There's some point difference thing, and we somehow managed to do it.
I can understand we need to win by a point to stave off relegation and win them by 2 or 3. You needed to win by 36 and won by 37.
Yeah. I know it sounds like very dodgy, dodgy South American football.
Yeah, it really does. Yeah.
But I don't think it was. Well, if there was match fixing going on, I wasn't complicit anyway. I can tell you that.
Okay, Lewis is up in the corner. He's not saying anything. I'm just feeling the bread.
But he's English. You know what they're like.
No, I was all right. I didn't actually play that much in it. Actually, I was all right. I think I was at the second half at fullback, and I don't think I didn't have to do anything really. It was just watching, really.
Yeah, that sounds like a fairly easy ride. Yeah, fullback in a 37-point win. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it was me, Jim, and Mick at the back, Mick in goal, and we had nothing to do at all. No.
Yeah.
Okay, I was interested. Yeah. I have to ask actually as well. Since you mentioned Lewis, is fullback your preferred position, or is it where would you prefer?
Oh my God, I've been bloody everywhere really. I just go where Alan tells me pretty much. Last time he was shouting at me to go in goal, so I went in goal. That was the last one in Zaragoza. Then I play full forward, which I didn't think I was very good there though. Yeah, but I don't have a set position. No, I don't think anyone does really.
Okay, it's kind of do what you're able for. Yeah, fair enough. And do you know what have you been trained into what the kind of stereotypical full forward should look like? Do you have the skills for it?
No. All I remember Alan was saying, you can catch a ball, you can pass a ball, you're grand. And then I just go wherever he tells me basically. Well, that's what the last couple have been. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the stereotypical Irish full forward is supposed to meant to be about 6'4", just puts his elbows in everyone's face, and it's just there for a really long ball in. So
that sounds a bit like Lewis, right?
Okay, that's good.
No, it's a gentleman's game for me. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Okay, so it's good. Yeah, Jen, what's the women's side of things? Like I know you say if James is referred to as traitor, but I'm going to call you Jen from now on. So, what was the women's side like in Zaragoza eventually after you got 10 players in or more?
Well, yeah, I mean the other teams were a lot stronger than we were, so it took us a while to really get far in the tournament. But last year, or 2019 maybe it was last year, wouldn't have been, or I think it was last year just before the pandemic hit. We had a tournament here in Madrid, so I couldn't make it. But the girls actually made it to the semi-final, and that was making history, because we'd never made it that far. And they lost by, I don't know, I think it was like a pointer or two.
Or 36.
I can't remember what it was, but
that was the worst thing about the pandemic. Because our girls' team last year was quality, and then bloody COVID happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
So close.
Well, when you say semi-final, just for maybe the guys back home here who are listening, what's the structure like? Is it league, knockout, or what do you play through?
Depends, but there's 5 teams, so we play 3 games in total.
Okay.
You play the 3 games, and it goes up by points. And then, obviously, if you win the 3 matches, you're in the final. Okay,
sounds good. Is it the same for the men's, James, or?
Yeah, it depends on how many teams enter, and then so you have a bit of a round robin. A bit of a round robin thing, and then It's knockout as well. So again, it obviously depends on how many teams. Because some of the clubs in the bigger cities, Madrid and Barcelona, did have an A team and a B team. So they're able to field 2, sometimes 3 teams. So because it's only what is it? It's only 11 aside, 12 aside, Lewis, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we play 11 or 12. Yeah,
11
I think
or
it
12
is.
12 aside,
Yeah. But that's probably because of us, because we can't get enough fucking players. So that's probably to cater to Zaragoza, probably.
Yeah. I definitely think they were like that before. But yeah.
What's your general membership like? I suppose Janice could have said, it was a struggle to get some girls at the start, but what's your general sort of training numbers now?
Well, at the moment they're very, very low because again there's still worries over COVID and there's restrictions and again we rely quite heavily on people on work placements and Erasmus and stuff like that. So if they can't travel or come over here, that's why the team changes every year. Really, we have to kind of start from the beginning because we don't really have enough players to build something over a couple of years. But so that's it, really.
Yeah. Have you got to travel internationally at all? Did you get to the World Games or anything like that? Or?
No, 1 or 2 people did from the team. All right, they represented Iberia. Or I think. Who went on that, Lewis? Any idea?
Tim or
Tim.
Oh, was it?
Sake,
no, it was Tim Orler and Chris, wasn't it? Christina.
Tim Orler, yeah.
I think, yeah.
Was that the one in Waterford in 2019, or was it?
Yeah, that's the one in Waterford. Yeah.
You weren't one of the teams who there's. I'm dying to find a team. Some team apparently who were free buses, and some team actually got the bus Éireann bus instead of the free one, and ended up going through Kilkenny, Carlow, Wexford. 3 hours, something it took.
No, really.
It wasn't G anyway, was it?
No, well, that's the first I've heard of that, but
Yeah.
I don't know where somewhere recently on the radio they were talking about the World Games randomly, and I listened in, and they were talking about that there was a team there were 2 teams who got on the wrong bus, one accidentally and one deliberately because they came with no hurls, but they knew a lad in Paulstown in Kilkenny who could sell them hurls on the way. They gave the bus driver 20 quid to stop off in Paulstown on the way, but there was one team who got on the wrong bus completely and had no idea and turned up completely.
Yeah, that does sound like something Tim would do.
Okay. Yeah. At the moment we're saying it wasn't you, so okay. I'll keep my list going. I'll find who it was eventually. So there has to be someone I'll get who it was. What about your? Have you got sponsors then out there yourselves or?
We have had, so we've 2. So like we've Bull McCabe's Irish pub and an English school, an English academy. Smart Talk, is it?
Yeah, it's not there anymore, though, is it?
No, it doesn't exist anymore, no. But we sponsored we had our own kind of Roman Abramovich, very wealthy American woman who kind of sponsored someone nights out and sponsored jerseys and gear and balls and bags and nets and all that sort of stuff. So that helped a lot.
I love the way that instantly you said American money instead of woman, that it automatically you just she was there for the money, clearly. That's impressive. Yeah. What's is the jersey still available on O'Neill's and stuff? I'm always trying to promote the
I don't know that.
I'll have to check that out.
I don't know that actually. I actually think the girls' kit's much nicer. They've a nicer jersey than the men.
Mightn't fit me, to be honest.
Probably not. No,
I struggle to get into the men's one, I'd say, at this stage. So, and have you any particular for the 3 of you, I suppose, any particular celebration nights out you can remember in any of your local haunts?
Jesus,
now, you can always be celebrating losses, obviously. So.
That we can remember, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it always ends up with rattling balls between the 50 of us.
Yeah.
Yep. That's standard. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
I remember getting a train. We got a train to Madrid at 7:00 one Saturday morning for a tournament. We all got off the train. Langer's drunk, could barely play. So, we had to sober up before we went out onto the pitch. Half the team decided to start drinking pints on the train. So, that was entertaining.
Yeah,
I don't think we won that match somehow.
I was going to say, because in true Irish fashion, normally when you get off the train hammered, these teams tend to win. They tend to just, get the spirit somewhere. So, yeah.
I can't remember, to be honest. I don't know if that's to do with the drink or to do with the fact it was 4 or 5 years ago. 4 years ago.
What are your local places?
Apart
from each other's houses,
I suppose the Irish bar, and then whatever. There's loads. There's lots and lots of bars and restaurants in Zaragoza. So you're never really stuck for somewhere to go.
Yeah.
At the moment, it's a bit awkward. The bars are open, but you have to go. You have to. They close at 10 o'clock, and then there's a curfew until 11. You have to be home by 11 o'clock.
Right.
And most bars and restaurants can only have 30% capacity, so it's a lot less lively than it used to be. But better than nothing, I suppose.
And how do you cope with the Spanish siesta? I remember being out there before, and I was like, I'm starving, but you can't get food. Like, how do you do
great, the siesta.
Is it?
Oh, fuck. I couldn't go back to a real country now, that Spain isn't a real country. I have definitely incorporated the siesta into my day.
Really? Like, did the working days and stuff not feel like mad longer or anything? No.
Well, I'm teaching English, and the timetables are they're kind of split timetables anyway. So you generally have time in the afternoon off to eat. Like a typical Spanish lunch goes on for about 16 hours. So it's
it does, to be fair, yeah.
Okay, so that's most of your day taken up. Fair enough, yeah. I have to ask Jen and James, maybe, I suppose, first, do you keep up with the GAA back home much? Or?
Oh, yeah. Obviously, I'm from Limerick, so we're doing very well in the hurling at the moment, so that's quite good.
Yeah, I had John on from Geelong Gaels out in Australia. He's a dub, and I asked him, and his thing was, sure, I just need to wait till the All-Ireland final. I was like, you fucker.
Right, yeah.
So you're the same as
Limerick, yeah. Well, yeah, for my whole lifetime, we never won anything, really. The odd Munster Championship now is in, and then they're like buses, I suppose. 2 of them come along in 3 years. And then, but I'm from Limerick. Limerick City would have been much kind of more of a rugby stronghold when I was growing up. And I think you definitely see that's changing dramatically. You see more young fellas getting interested in hurling now, obviously, on the back of the success of the team. So,
have you got home against much?
I was at the first All Ireland. Obviously, the last one was behind closed door. Oh yeah, and Tim is one of the guys. He kind of is our fitness coach, trainer, I suppose. He's from Essex as well, and he was at that Waterford games.
Brilliant.
And I sorted him tickets out for the Limerick Kilkenny semi-final, and he fucking jinxed us. So the last time I'll ever give him a ticket for a match.
Fair enough. And Jen, I suppose you're kind of in a similar boat to me in that myself and yourself, our home counties wouldn't have monstrous amounts to cheer about in general. So what do you do? Do you keep up with it much at home, or?
Honestly, not that much. I mean, but if there was a match,
do you support Wicklow or Dublin, Jen?
I support Dublin.
Oh,
do you? It's the same place, anyway, isn't it?
Yeah.
What does Alan say? If the dart goes there, it's in Dublin.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Another one of those. Oh Lord! So you're technically a dub then, is it?
I mean, my dad's from Dublin. That was it.
Okay.
Yeah, you're half Dublin.
So the two of you are just waiting for a hurl All-Ireland final and then a football final the week later, basically. That's all you need, yeah. Whereas I'm desperate for the first round of the qualifiers. Yeah, we've very, very different things, I suppose. Yeah, Lewis, have you been introduced to the Sunday game?
Not at all. No, I don't follow it. I play it, but I don't watch it. Yeah.
Okay. You haven't adopted a county yet, no?
No. I do have like a jersey from Mayo, but it's more for just for decoration, really.
I wouldn't even waste your time wearing that one, to be honest. That's going to get you over.
Yeah.
But what you should do is
setting yourself up for heartbreak with that one.
Now that you've got the opportunity, I'm going to suggest to you to adopt Westmeath as a county.
Yeah,
it's like watching Colchester in League 2, maybe. It'll be like watching Colchester in League 2. Yeah.
Oh no, we got a big 3 points yesterday, so we are I think we're just about 24 points away from safety now, so I reckon we can do
Pretty
it.
good, yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
My second team is actually Portsmouth. Funnily enough, I've been over to Portsmouth before, so I'm fairly familiar with the lower leagues in England. I have some idea of what's going on anyway. So,
who's your first team?
My uncle lived in Manchester all his life, so I was born and bred.
So City.
No, I'm not. I'm not made of plastic. I'm actually made of real stuff. So, you know yourself. Yeah.
FC United of Manchester.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask this to all the clubs because everyone I've had on the podcast so far, I asked this to, who are in Ireland, but I'm asking all the clubs abroad as well. For fundraising, do you guys have the famous club lotto that we have in Ireland?
We actually don't.
Okay.
There are some very odd lotto regulations and laws in Spain, and I don't know if it would be worth going through all the bureaucracy, to be honest.
Okay.
So we'll just try and rely on sugar mummies and invest in things like that.
Yeah.
You can't do like they do here. You can't just, stand in the corner holding up the book and, stick your name down that there and give us a
yeah, you can. You probably can. But I don't know if we've ever even explored that avenue. But they're definitely, because everything is taxed. Even like if you did a club lotto, I'm sure they'd try and find a way to tax it. So,
okay.
Well, I might be talking complete bullshit there, but I'm sure. Yeah, they're a bit weird about fundraising and lottos and stuff like that. So but I'm sure I don't know what the situation is. What do you think, Jennifer? Have we ever done anything like that? I can't remember.
No, I don't remember. Don't recall it like that.
What is your fundraising apart from the sugar mammy American lady?
Well, she's gone actually now, so we're fucked with her. But
I mean, we did try ask money from
begging, busking,
membership.
Membership, yeah, exactly.
What's the future like for your club, Lewis? Now that you've lost your American money, as James referred to it as.
Oh no, we'll keep plugging away. But like I think, like James said earlier, it's just a constant like revolving door of players. Like just we every time we get a good team. Yeah, the year finishes and everyone leaves and it's back to square one again. But at least we've got like a nice little core here of people who have stuck at it. So, but it's just in terms of like putting a full team together, it's always just such a pain in the arse. But
yeah,
so we've made it this far and we still exist. So.
Was that a dig at Jen there? Because when you said the core have stuck around, was that like a dig at her slightly or?
Oh no, not at all. Yeah, but she could do a lot more. To be fair, though. Yeah.
She's very lazy, isn't she?
Jen, do you want to defend yourself here? I think.
I did. I know. I did a lot for that club, by the way. I recruited members. I looked after social media, and that's about it. But I can do that.
Yeah, you got the thumbs up from James there. Yeah, he seems to be happy enough with your.
Sorry, we have very short memories. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, so it's good. Yeah, and
they're very fickle.
I know this won't go out until June, July. But is there any sign of a game coming up for you in the next weeks or months at all?
Probably not. Again, it all depends on restrictions and lockdowns. There's obviously we're the only club in the city, so. To play anyone else would have to travel or they'd have to come to us. So that is the problem. So we're Zaragoza city champions for the 4 years in a row.
Yes.
Aragon champions 4 years in a row, undefeated.
Nice.
So obviously we don't have anyone to play here, but we can still play to be champion.
Yeah. Could you get that English school that sponsored you to field a team of just go out and hammer them and just make yourselves feel great?
We could do, yeah. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Although you run the risk of getting embarrassed by a lot of kids then, so it might be.
But then you could have an annual thing then, where if they nick the trophy off you, you could have, get the dressing room going and hype it up. They're only 10 and 11, but we got to beat them, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, we could do something like that.
I think I've just started a city tournament there somehow. A little bunch of kids, against the Zaragoza actual team. So that sounds like a plan. Yeah, definitely. I have to.
We've done a couple of demonstrations at schools. We've done a couple of demonstrations at schools.
That was good.
Yeah.
I say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you get many in from it? Like, do you get many.
Oh yeah, but no, we basically go to their school and take over the PE lesson, and just it's kind of a combination of they're interested in trying a new sport, and their PE teacher's just really lazy and wants to stand in the corner and smoke fags while we do all the coaching.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay.
But no, they seem to like it actually. The younger kids, because obviously football soccer is the biggest game over here.
Yeah.
Followed with basketball.
Yeah.
And then, but obviously for kind of bigger lads who might have the deft touch of football, they seem to enjoy the kind of physical part of it. And, bit different as well. So.
Yeah, you find the next Lionel Messi of the GAA world out there.
We've had some good Spanish players. In fact, obviously really good soccer players, and then once they kind of learn the basic skills of Gaelic football, they've got the coordination. So, we've had a couple of good Spanish players.
That sounds good. Yeah, there's a kind of I suppose quick fire round that goes with every episode I've done so far. If you want to have a go at it, but there's also a few extra Spanish quick fire questions. I've got a few set up for every country. So, Lewis, you might be a bit lost in some of the Spanish extra questions because there's a bit of an Irish tinge to them, but but feel free to jump in anytime. So,
I know, by all means. Yeah.
I suppose the three of you can decide on this one. Who would be the toughest lunatic at your club?
Me.
Okay.
Yeah, bro.
No, I'm joking.
But we don't really have any lunatics, do we? Yeah.
No, I think we were a bit like Renford rejects at the beginning, but all a bit mad thrown together, So
brilliant, yeah.
But we got a bit of structure anyway.
Okay, so there's no one on your team that's likely to get sent off every time you send them out.
Lewis, actually, you're a bit of a temper, dude.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah. I've never really got in trouble though.
Yeah,
you're just really good at it.
Yeah, well, that was the first one where I kicked that fella in the head and I got booked after 10 seconds. Yeah. But that's because I wasn't used to it. But yeah, since then I've been fine.
I don't know many sports where kicking someone in the head is actually part of the thing other than the UFC. So I'm not sure that's really much of an excuse, to be honest. But look, we'll let you win.
He was raw. He was only learning at that stage. He didn't really.
Yeah, we'll give
that was the excuse anyway.
Do you guys have a club song if you have a night out apart from the Rattling Bog, as Jen said?
We kind of just steal Rail Zaragoza songs and then obviously a few rebel tunes or whatever music there.
Well, there is an official club song, isn't there?
Oh, there is actually. Yeah, I think it's on YouTube. Brendan. Yeah, he's one of our original players. Brendan is he's a mad fisherman from Waterford, from Dunmore East.
Okay.
I think he's from at Tramore, and he kind of dabbles in music as well, and he wrote a song about Zaragoza GAA.
You'll have to.
So yeah, we'll try and send. We'll try and send it on to you when we're finished.
Oh, absolutely! I'll promote that song. Definitely. Yeah. This one might be just for Jen and James, possibly, unless Lewis, if you're familiar. Jen and James, you choose between Marty Morrissey or Des Cahill.
Oh, Marty Morrissey.
The Marty Party.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
He's a Clare man. He's a neighbour, I suppose, and he's gorgeous as well.
That's my other favourite line so far. Which, if Zaragoza got a chance to take on a club or a county in Ireland, who would you take on?
Oh, Mayo, because that piece of piss.
or Westmeath.
Westmeath, yeah.
Yeah,
Jane, he's been lovely to you, and you're on kicking him down.
I know, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's okay. I can take it. It's great. I understand. So, what is
no, because we do kind of have a sister club in Ireland. So Fergal, one of our founding members, and he's kind of gone a bit over the hill now. I don't think he'd mind me saying that, but he's stood in goals for a few games. He's from Mahary in South Armagh.
Oh yeah,
that's his club. So our first game we ever played in Mahary jerseys, because they donated a few jerseys. So they'd be our sister club, or there's a connection there in South Armagh. So
Okay, so you want to crack at them? So yeah, that sounds deadly. Yeah,
Well, they're Ulster champions now, so we probably wouldn't win that one.
I reckon you've got a fair chance. What is for anyone I suppose who doesn't know? I suppose I'm lucky enough that I've got to travel a fair bit. But what's Lewis? What's Zaragoza most famous for?
Probably the horrible wind we have about 10 months of the year, maybe.
Yeah, wind.
You're very much the Chicago of Spain.
Wind, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I'll take that one.
Yeah.
Do you guys have Lewis? If I stay with you, I suppose. Do you have a favourite memory from your time with the club so far?
Yeah. I'd say it's actually like a series of photos on my phone. Actually, it's one of the girls in Madrid are having their team tour. They're in a little huddle, and then as you swipe for each picture, Alan gets closer and closer to them every time, and then eventually he reaches and they all just disperse.
Brilliant, I love it. Marco Bielsa style of checking.
No, my favourite was when Alan fell asleep or drunk on the goal line. Remember that? We couldn't get him off the pitch.
Stop.
Remember that? I did that was in Madrid, Valencia or somewhere.
Go on, tell us a bit of that there. What the hell happened there?
Well, that's basically just what happened. He gets very animated and he can't stay off the pitch, and the referee's always telling him to stay behind the line, and he eventually, I think he got a bit overexcited, so he fell asleep. He tired himself out, and then we had to carry him out after, but he was great after that.
Nice, brilliant. I love that one. Yeah,
it was a long day for him, you know.
Yeah. Jen, have you got a memory that stands out?
You put me on the spot. Not in particular. I mean, the tournaments in general are great memories because you do have great crack. You meet new people and that.
Connor's speech. Oh my God, remember that, Jen?
Oh yeah, we got very emotional.
Yeah, we had Connie, our spiritual leader. He's from Limerick as well, and he brought the house down with a retirement speech for the ages, which was it's kind of like I suppose half Alex Ferguson, half David Brent.
He didn't do the dance after, did he?
No, Jesus, no. I think there was enough, but I enjoyed that immensely.
That would have been brilliant. Yeah, that's class. That's does anyone have a video of that speech? That would be brilliant to hear.
I don't know. I should have somewhere, but
I'd have to have a look for that. Someone surely has evidence of these. There's always evidence of these things, isn't there?
It might creep out later. You never know.
We'll have to check that. I'll ask this one.
After that,
go on. Yeah.
After that hefty speech, he came back to play a couple of months later.
No, it wasn't even a month. It was about 2 days later. He said, I'm back out of retirement to save the day.
He was looking for. He wanted a testimonial. That's what he wanted.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant. This one this question's for the three of you, if anyone wants to answer. But one of the lads said to throw this one in. Do any of you guys have a favourite Father Ted episode?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm a massive Father Ted nut job. So.
I think probably maybe the Eurovision one.
Brilliant.
Or the one where he's accused of being a racist is also very good.
Brilliant, yeah. Lewis, do you have a favourite of Father Ted, since it was Channel 4 originally? So
no, it's difficult to say. It's difficult to say an episode because I never really watched it. I've only sort of seen clips from it. But yeah, the one where the racist one all did make me laugh.
Lewis, what's your favourite episode of Only Fools and Horses then? Porridge or whatever you watch.
No, I'm a big fan of Only Fools. Yeah, big fan of Only Fools. Probably the one with the peck and pouncer, probably. Yeah, Rodney, the sexual predator. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I still think the best moment ever on that is the auction. That episode is just phenomenal. I don't think there's been a better one than that. That was just unbelievable. Jenny, you a Father Ted fan or?
I've seen a few episodes, but I mean,
What is wrong with you?
I know, I'm feeling really less Irish now the more I'm talking. But no, I wouldn't have a favourite.
Okay, no favourite. That's all right. That's fine. Yeah, I'll take that. James, have you have a standout GAA player in your lifetime that you've seen or that you would know of?
Probably Kieran Carey.
Okay. Nice,
in terms of Gaelic football, obviously Limerick never really produced that many good Gaelic footballers, but in terms of Gaelic football, maybe Maurice Fitzgerald for Kerry or someone like
Brilliant.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Icon, yeah, love it. Yeah. Jennifer, what about you?
I can't bring myself to pick a dub.
Jennifer, can you have your favourite GAA players in your lifetime? I can come back to you if you want.
Yeah, let me think about that.
Lewis, have you? Is there any GAA players that you've come across in your time that you've watched on YouTube or seen at games or anything?
Oh no! The only ones I know are the ones who play for Zaragoza, really.
Yeah. Okay.
The best ones.
Yeah, the best ones, exactly. Yeah.
I'd say maybe maybe Bayer, Critty, Orley, and then Richie. Yeah.
Yeah, because we had a few like inter-county players.
Who have you had out
Richie
there?
played for Richie.
And of course Jen. Of course.
Yeah.
Of course, Jen.
Yeah.
What inter-county players did you have out there?
I think the Richie he played hurling for Kildare. I think he might have played football for Kildare as well.
What was the second name? Do you remember?
No, Hogan, I think. Is it or something like that? No,
I
Richie
think it was
Hogan.
Hogan.
Hurler for
I think
Kilkenny.
Yeah,
I think it was Hogan.
No, it wasn't Kilkenny, Richie Hogan. No.
I was thinking, I was like, you'd want to keep him on.
Yeah. I can't remember. I remember he's from Kildare, you know.
I'll Google Richie who played hurling and football for Kildare. They surely come up. There can't be too many of them.
Yeah, because he actually flew home for an All-Ireland hurling match for Kildare, and he was living over here. So,
all right. Okay. So have to check him out. So for sure, see if it.
Yeah, and I think James Conlon would have played a bit of minor football for Monaghan.
Okay. I'll check out the names and I'll see see if Richie Hogan is the real Richie Hogan that played Richie. You just didn't know it.
Yeah. He probably could have been, you know, and no one would have noticed. Like,
yeah. The Spanish extra ones. Lewis, you can jump in here now. There's quite an Irish tinge to some of these, but there's definitely some of them you can jump in with here. They're not all just for Jen and James. So,
all right.
The Spanish extra ones. You have a choice between Enrique Iglesias or Daniel O'Donnell.
Isn't Enrique Iglesias American?
He's Spanish, isn't he?
His dad is Spanish. I think he grew up in America.
We'll give him Spanish nationality for now.
All right, fair enough.
I think he's Spanish.
I'd have to go with Enrique because he's married to that Anna Kournikova, so fair dues to.
That's your reasoning, Jem. What about you? So
I the same, yeah.
Yeah, Lewis, see if
I used to like.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know who the other one is, so I'll go and read. I'll stick with what I know. Yeah.
Okay. Are you guys?
You're missing out, Lewis.
Are you guys not teaching Lewis like the traditions of Ireland when he's out there? Like, you know, Daniel O'Donnell is.
Well, you're not exactly going to be painting Ireland a great glory if you start putting on Daniel O'Donnell music in the fucking dressing room. Like.
Yeah. I'd say we'll get on very well.
He knows who the wolf tones are, so that's
okay. That's good enough. Yeah. Barcelona or Bundoran?
Oh, Bundoran.
You couldn't be picking the rivals, could you, Janice? What do you think? Barcelona, Bundoran? Barcelona. Oh God. And Lewis, do you know where Bundoran is?
No, I do not know. Never heard of it.
Surfing capital of Ireland. Okay, not to worry. So you'll say Bundoran then, because no one likes Barcelona. Yeah. Paella or Irish stew?
Oh, paella all day long.
Really?
Yeah.
Paella or Irish
stew?
Irish stew all day long.
Oh, okay.
Really? Fair enough. I like both, but
Lewis, it's a casting vote as stew, so
yeah.
I probably would go for the Irish stew as well. To be fair,
nice.
Yeah, not a huge fan of paella, not really.
Okay.
The only problem with paella is you can't order one for one, you have to have.
Yeah, the pile of it.
Yes.
Yeah. That pan that's cooked in is about the size of a dinner table. So yeah, it's it's pretty tough to get it for one. The next one, there's a few left. Sangria or Guinness?
Oh, Jesus, Guinness.
Yeah, definitely Guinness all day. Yeah,
Guinness. Okay.
Not a big fan of sangria. To be honest.
Fair enough. I'll take so Guinness all round there. You have a choice between Croke Park or La Romareda.
Come on, for fuck's sake. Croke Park. Romareda's fallen down, like.
Yeah, but some people like, go to a random match, in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I used to have a season ticket for El Zaragoza, and it's tough.
Then you woke up and realised they're absolutely shit.
No, they should have gone up.
Yeah,
they were beaten in the playoffs 2-3 years ago, and that was kind of. And before the pandemic, they were winning all around them. Yeah.
Yeah, but after the pandemic, they just collapsed. I think they were second when all the sports was stopped, and then they just collapsed.
Yeah, Kagawa wasn't doing up to much. So
oh God, he was useless. Jesus Christ!
And I've got
an absolute sack of shit.
Hey, he's a former United player. Give him a break. He played for United. He was good for us for a while. So. There's two left. You might have to explain what one of these things is to me because I haven't got to look it up fully yet. But Paddy's Day or Fiesta del Pilar, is that right?
Oh, Pilar.
Yeah. Pilares, yeah.
Yeah,
Pilar. It's the local fiestas.
7 days long.
It's a week long party basically.
Same as Paddy's Day, yeah.
Except it goes on for a week.
So does Paddy's Day sometimes.
Well, it does actually. I suppose it depends.
Yeah. Okay.
I would say, Pilar is for the.
Pilar. Okay.
There's a lot more going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pilar. Okay. Lewis, you going with Pilar as well?
I would go Paddy's Day actually.
Okay.
Because Pilar, just oh God, there's just too many bloody people everywhere, and just.
That's true, actually.
Everything takes forever, and you got just everyone coming around from God knows where in Spain with their ugly faces walking around the blooming city, and it takes like 5 hours to do anything or get anywhere. So, Paddy's Day for me.
Okay, I'll take that, the last one I have, and then I have one question for all of you then at the end. I suppose, James, I should probably ask you this since you're from a hurling county, but Rafael Nadal or TJ Reid?
Rafa Nadal.
I knew you wouldn't pick Kilkenny hurler, would you?
Rafa Nadal. Rafa Nadal is probably he's the kind of unofficial prince of Spain. He's adored over here.
Yeah.
He would be their favourite sports person, along with some of the footballers. Yeah, Nadal, definitely Nadal.
Okay, sounds good. So the last question I asked each of you, Lewis, what's your favourite memory or experience on the GAA pitch?
On the actual pitch.
Yeah.
It's going to be do you mean as in like me playing?
Yeah.
Or just
or stepping on someone's head or whatever it was you were doing?
Yeah. No, I did save a penalty against Valencia. I can't top that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good. I'll take that. Yeah, that's impressive. Yeah. Jen, have you got to stand up?
Say that.
I'd say I can't remember who it was against. It was against Valencia, and I scored a point from between the halfway line and our goal. I mean, the pitch isn't that big.
That's still impressive, though.
It's a small pitch.
Yeah, okay. So Valencia are taking the beating here on both of these. And James, what about you then?
I think it's like that.
We'll say it was, yeah.
I suppose, that game we mentioned earlier where we had to come back and win by 36 points. I think I got a couple of goals and points in that game. So that's probably it's a team game, though. From a selfish point of view, I suppose.
And
I bully people into letting me take the frees as well. So especially the close in ones because that they just push my numbers up.
So are you the top scorer then on the team? Is that what you're saying?
No, I suppose I wouldn't say so. Actually, I don't know. We've had a few that have departed who would have got John Dorgan, the lad from Cork, he was always chipping in with goals and points.
Okay.
Jim from, where's Jim from? Jen.
Yeah,
One of those counties that no one goes to. What you call it?
Leash.
Leitrim or no, Roscommon.
Yeah.
Leitrim and
They're the
Roscommon,
same,
right?
essentially. They're beside each other.
Jesus, don't say that to the. I work with a footballer from Leitrim. He'd be, geez, he'd come down the phone after you.
Yeah. No, I'm only joking.
No.
Jim will be. He always chipped in a few goals. From he kind of used to play cornerback and go off on these mad runs. So
okay. So you need to bring in the sweeper system in Zaragoza, then, is it?
Yeah.
By the sounds of it. Yeah. Before I let you go, is there anyone at home back here? Do you want to say hello to, give a shout out to?
No.
Nope, Grant. Somehow I just thought you were going to say that anyway. I just went, definitely going to say no, it's Grant. I don't care about anyone, it's Grant.
Nah, fuck them out. No, I'm joking. No.
Nope. Jed, is there anyone you want to say hello to?
Orla, I suppose. Because she set up this thing. Thanks,
fairness to her.
Thanks, Orly, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, she was complaining about you for the last half an hour before you came on. So yeah, we'll give her a big thanks. Yeah.
And I suppose Jeffrey Galligan, he's another Limerick man who left and went back.
And Lewis, who was in Colchester then?
Yeah, no, just the parents now. I think everyone. Yeah, the parents and the granddad, but they certainly will not be listening to this. I wouldn't have thought. So no,
they're not on Instagram. No, can we tag them on Instagram?
No, I don't know about in Ireland, but maybe Steve Finnan in Ireland. Just let us know you're okay, mate. Because he's
a Limerick man as well.
Steve Finnan, the footballer.
Yeah. I haven't seen or heard from him from years. So, but yeah, all of us Liverpool fans, we do appreciate you, sir. If you ever listen to this,
like he moved to Spain, he got to Espanyol or someone.
He did, Liverpool anyway.
He's a bit of an unsung hero in my opinion. So yeah, if he ever stumbles upon this, then yeah. Mate, don't worry, we haven't forgotten about you.
I will absolutely. I'm going to find some way of getting this to Steve Finnan. That was not the way I expected to finish this, with a shout out to Steve Finnan of all people. So
yeah,
that's brilliant. Yes, lads, look, I gotta let you go, and just to say huge thanks for coming on. It's been absolutely brilliant. I'm sorry I kept you way longer, but you were just such a good crack. I couldn't let you go. So I hope all is
Cheers.
It's been a pleasure.
Not at all. Yeah. But yeah, look, hope you guys are well out there, and fingers crossed I get to travel out there soon enough again.
Yeah, more than welcome. Yeah. Bring a pair of boots if you do.
Yeah. I've two in the back of the car. I'll bring them with me. One is one thing. One left foot, one right foot. They'll do. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks a million, guys. I'll talk to you again soon. Take it easy.
Cheers.
Take it easy.
Take care.
Mind yourself. Bye. Good luck.
Coming up next Monday on the Loaf of Bread GAA podcast, Loaf 2 GAA Global, we travel to our next destination. On Slice 3 of GAA Global, we fly across mainland Europe to the beautiful Germany and chat to Francis from West Limerick, Gareth from Lisburn and Leia from Cologne, and meet the amazing Cologne Celtics GAA club.
We have a German lad that plays, he's like a naturally mean full back from the fucking 70s or something. He just likes the dark arts, and he's really good, called Boris. He's really half class in that sense. He's the unglamorous side of it, and he's really good. And we had this kind of, so Liam was a good man for encouraging fitness number one. We've had a lot of vomiting at training.
Okay.
Responsible for all of that, and there's been a lot of this control. A bit more of the spirit of at home, to kind of make me focus more and rile us up for matches. So we miss Liam a lot. Liam's very good, and he was great for Gaelic football.
We chat everything about the city of Cologne and how a Limerick man and a Lisburn man ended up there. Leia